All right, so starts another day. Sorry for the noise, we got the heater on. It's like 40 outside, about 40 in here. Little on the chilly side, winter's coming. Well, I gotta start out by cleaning stuff up because I got my usual mess everywhere. That's a place to start. I haven't seen that bench in weeks. Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. Restored Hot Rods. So, where I left off, I had the transmission tunnel in, got the pizza oven in, got the cup holders in, got the insulation down for the most part. I didn't film that because how much lick and stick do you have to watch? Not much. And today I'm really cramped for space because this is, let's see, what's the date today? Today is October 25th, and we got our first snow. So it's cold outside, so I had to bring everything in, close the garage door, and now I get to trip over everything. Now, in order to give myself some room in this little tiny shop, I'm gonna finish the seat mount so I can take the seat and bolt it in and get it out of my way. So I've got these seat brackets all made up. I just got to drill holes in them because now this bracket goes on there like that. Just got to drill a couple holes so I can mount it up. So I took some of these. Have you seen these before? It's actually a nut. It's threaded. You drill a 3/8 hole, ream the edge of it, just to ease the shoulder. Drop this in, weld around the flange. This is what you end up with. They work really well, nice and simple. They're not super heavy duty. They have other ones. There's a million different styles. But for what I'm doing here on these seats, they're fine. Okay, so I got the track bolted in. I don't ever have to pull that back out again. Seats bolted down. I don't have the back of it bolted down yet, but I got to drill a couple holes to the floor, but it's out of my way for right now. I can move on to other things. Now what I was hoping to be able to do, this is the escutcheon that goes around the gauges. I was hoping to be able to get 3 gauges in there like that. But it's not going to work, it's too tight. So they're going to have to be recessed back in here a little bit so I can cover a little bit of the lip like that to give myself enough space. So it's pretty much going to sit back here, which is okay. I got the original glass I can put back in, clean it up of course. And they'll be behind glass, which should be fine. They'll just be recessed, but it's just how it's going to be. But that's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to try to do it. Let's see how it works out. So I took this. This is the piece. It's going to be the same size as that. So I sprayed some Dicam on a piece of 19 gauge, marked it out. Now I'm finding the center. Now I'll divide this. I don't have a regular pair of calipers. It's the only thing I have. Pretty crappy. Now I'll divide this circle into 3 equal sections. So I set these calipers to the diameter of the circle. Draw a line across one center. There, there, there. And then I line up the marks at that point to that point. And the same thing with these 2 points. Basically, it's a peace sign, but that gives me 3 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3. Let the gauges go in. This is an old oil pressure gauge I've had for, actually I picked it up at Monroe Swap Meet this year. It's an old temperature sending unit. Old Stuart Warner. Kind of crusty, but that's what I'm going to use for now. I don't feel like buying another one. And the new fuel gauge. So, to drill holes. Okay, so I've been playing with this layout over and over again. I think I got it laid out where I want it. The new gauge is a little bit bigger than the old gauges, but not by much. A 1/16. So I'm going to build this as if I'm going to use all new gauges. In case I got to replace one of these, I can. It's already set up. So I'm ready to drill holes. All right, where's my drill? Now this is 2-inch. And the gauge is actually a little over 2-inch, so these never drill completely true. So maybe, just maybe, it'll fit. Let's see how much I'm wrong by. Well, so far it's working out. There's 2 drilled. So if we get this 3rd one drilled here, I was worried that the cutter cuts so aggressively, it might take the center of this and twist it. That's why I left all the extra around it. I'll cut it out for size after. That's it. That worked. This one probably won't fit. Not, oh, just barely under. And this one, clean up with a file a little bit. And the old gauge fits. The new gauge fits. Almost. Just a little bit more. A little bit too tight. There it is. This one's got a little indentation mark there for straight down. I'll add that. I'll fix that one later. And there's one. Oil pressure is going to go there like that. This is the trim ring. Going to go around like that. That's what it's going to look like, something like that. It'll be fine. I wanted them closer together. I probably could put them closer together too. Now that I'm looking at it, it's gonna be fine. If I get a gumption, I mean, I could make another one. I don't want to. I'm afraid if this metal gets too thin in between, it's not gonna have any strength. I'm gonna call it good enough. I'm going with it. Of course, you gotta remember, because these gauges, where my calipers go? Two and 9/16. These are quite a bit smaller. 2 and 3/16. So that's quite a bit smaller. So if I do upgrade these gauges to this style, they'll be closer. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. That's my thinking anyway. That's my theory. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Now I'm going to take this over to the bandsaw and cut this out as close as I can get it, so I can actually put it together. Of course, I'm going to have to cut the back out of this too. This holds the gauges together. This is actually the mounting bracket for the gauges, because this fits in here. This goes on this like that. But that's the next step. So I spent a bunch of time in the truck making sure the orientation was straight and how this went to hold the gauges. And then I put a reference mark and I put a center punch, so I got to line up the two center punch marks to make sure it's straight. Goes like that. This is the back of the gauge cluster, so you had to cut the back of the gauge cluster out so the gauges can come through. The oil pressure. Yeah. So you can have room to bolt it up in there. You can take that fitting off of there. Yeah. Now to clean everything up and paint it. I'm gonna decide what color I want to paint this. Decide what color I want to paint this trim ring. Clean the glass up. I guess I'll just caulk the glass in here. It's working out. Well, after a whole lot of fiddling around, I got the gauges done. Stuck them in the truck just real quick. Let me show you what I got. They came out pretty good. See if I get some shot without a whole lot of glare. I think they came out pretty good. Got some caulk. Got some caulk around. I caulked the glass in. When that dries, I'll clean that up and get it out of there. And if you choose to do this, I'd get the gauges a little closer together, because in here it was really hard to get the gauge back together, but there is enough to get in there and pinch it and get it done. Probably look better if they're a little closer together, but that's how I did it, and that's how it turned out. I think it turned out well. I'm happy with it. After all, this isn't any show truck. This isn't a beauty. I have a new face sticker ordered for the speedometer, but I haven't got it yet. When I get it, I'll put up a video doing that one and show them both in there together. But that's it for now. Appreciate everybody watching. Subscribe. Thanks a lot. Take care.